Okay, nice. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me well. Just let me know. Nice. Hello, everybody. So, today we are going to be making Dexter's house from Dexter's laboratory. So, let's do it.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Dexter's house from the show Dexter's Laboratory. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure to get all my videos sent directly to your sub bot. But without any further ado, let's get started. So just before we begin building, everybody, here are all of the materials that we will need to make a Dex.
Let's do it. Let's grab the materials. I'm gonna grab the materials actually. Hi.
Hi. What you doing?
Mum just came back from work, guys, so oh, my dog's in my room. Now she's just run off.
Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the house is a 35 by 26 block area.
Hello, Benjamin.
The white concrete grid on the ground. Do feel free to make this grid if you do feel as though it may help you out. And that's it. Also,
hello, Benjamin.
Make sure you got that.
Welcome to the stream.
Make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, scientists. Come all the way over to the front left-hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. Count to the right of this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to start off with 4 pink concrete on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thanks for the hand, Benjamin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
We can then extend that 14th block down to the ground. And what we now want to do is, with this 14th block, we want to repeat this pattern that I'm about to show you. It's very, very simple. We want to extend this 14th block right and up 7 times. So that would be once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have went right and up 7 times like a staircase. A bubblegum staircase. We then want to take this top block here, we want to extend it right, down, and then we want to do, this is the same idea, but slightly different. 7 times we want to do this, we want to go right and down, that's once. Right, down twice, right, down, 3 times, right, down, that's 4 times, right, down, that's 5 times,
down.
down, and then we want to do, this is the same idea, but slightly different. 7 times we want to do this, we want to go right and down, that's once. Right, down twice, right, down, 3 times, right, down, that's 4 times, right, down, that's 5 times, right, down, that's 6 times, and right, all the way down, that will be 7 times. And all we've got to do is make sure that it is even on that opposite side there, and it is. So basically, right up 7 times, and then we go right down, and then we basically just keep going right and down until it is even with the front. This will give us, it's kind of a weird wall actually, it's an interior / exterior wall, because it leads to the garage, but if the garage wasn't there, then it is kind of an exterior wall. So however you want to classify it, I'd recommend filling it in regardless. What I would also do is come to the opposite side of the build here, and I would do the same thing that we did over there, but over here. And the easy thing about doing it over this side now is you don't really have to count things out, because we have a template over there to just make sure that we can do the exact same. Yeah, perfect. So we have that template over there, and we just want to make sure that it is the same on that side. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Very, very simple to do. You just want to make sure that both sides are it is the same on this side comes out. Because what I would also do is come to the opposite side of the build here, and I would do the same thing that we did over there, but over here. And the easy thing about doing it over this side now is don't really have to count things out, because we have a template over there to just make sure that we can do the exact same. Yeah, perfect. So we have that template over there, and we just want to make sure that it is the same on this side as it is on that side. And the exact same. Yeah, perfect. So we have that template over there, and we just want to make sure that it is the same on this side as it is on that side. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Very, very simple to do. You just want to make sure that both sides are the same. And we're just going to take a peek right now, make sure that both sides, yeah, they seem even to me. And what we can then do is we can just fill the inside of this in. To make sure that it is the exact same as the opposite side, it is quite easy to mess it up, maybe by 1 or 2 blocks. I would know, trust me, I've done it wrong many a time. The exact same as the opposite side, it is quite easy to mess it up, maybe by 1 or 2 blocks. I would know, trust me, I've done it wrong many a time. But once you have got both sides filled in, we can start adding a few details to this thing. So, for instance, on this side of the build, this is purely an exterior wall, meaning it doesn't lead to anywhere else. And we are going to place, on the side of it, a chimney. Now, the chimney is made out of terracotta blocks, and it sits right in the middle of the wall, so basically even with these 2 middle blocks up here at the top. And the terracotta blocks are going to extend upwards probably about 2. They want to be a little bit higher than the pink. Reason being is, a roof is eventually these 2 middle blocks up here at the top, and the terracotta blocks are going to extend upwards probably... Reason being is, a roof is eventually going to be here, so if you can imagine a set of dark oak wood stairs, that's the top of the roof, so you may even want the chimney 1 row higher. We'll give it a test of 2, we'll see how 2 looks. We want to fan the bottom of the chimney out using some terracotta. We're going to do 3 on this left side and 3 on the right side, just to make it look a little bit more chimney-like. And in addition to that, once you've done the chimney area, we're going to do the back. Now, I couldn't find much info on the actual back of the garden. I could only find front shots of the house and side shots, which was very helpful, but I couldn't find back shots of the house. If you know that there is like an extensive garden back here with trees and flowers and maybe even some scientific mechanical monstrosities, then feel free to add those for yourself, but I couldn't actually find that info, unfortunately. But basically, seal up the back of the house, and all we're going to do is we're going to add something very basic. We're going to add a door here on the right-hand side, and we are going to add a single window in the same position on the back that would be on the front. So basically, the windows are very easy to place, and we'll be doing this later, so just remember how this works. Basically, the windows sit in the 2 middle rows of the front and back of the house. 1 row away from the bottom, 1 row away from the top, and 2 rows away from these sides. So 1, 2, and then we want to do a 2x2 square of light blue glass pane, just like that. And that's all I'm going to do for the back. If you know more about the back of the house than I do, which is probable, very likely, feel free to add that for yourself. That's why I've kept it simple for you. So you don't have to undo anything that I may have gotten wrong. On the front of the house, we're going to do a similar deal. So basically, we're just going to seal up the front of the house using the big concrete. I find it's easier to just carve out of like a big empty open space like this. What we're now going to do is add the same 2 windows, the same method, and we're going to place 2 windows on the front. So 2 rows away, 2 middle blocks, and a 2x2 square for the windows. So like 1 on the left side here, again 1 row away from the top, bottom, then 2 rows inwards, and we'll do the same on the other side. So just glass like this, 2 inwards on both sides, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. We want to add a door as well. It's going to be right in the middle of the wall, and it's quite easy to place. It's basically 3 rows away from the inside of the 2 windows, and you can start this off. I do believe I sunk the door 1 row inwards, so find the 2 middle blocks, place the door 1 row inwards, destroy around the door because we want to make the frame a little bit larger, and we want to place some spruce wood planks just like this around the door, so just to make it a bit more apparent. The door, because we want to make the frame a little bit larger, and we want to place some spruce wood planks just like this around the door, so just to make it a bit more apparent. The door's also going to have a pathway leading up to it. This is going to be a 3-row wide smooth stone path. You can actually place this now if you like, and we might even place the actual path itself. So I have decided, other than giving the house like just a regular path that leads to the front door, I've also opted to place a 2-row pavement sidewalk, walk-em-a-bop, whatever you call it in your part of the world. We're just going to place 2 rows of smooth stone just in front of the entire grid. Well, it's not in front of the grid, it's part of the grid, but you guys get the idea. We're taking the first 2 rows of the grid up, and we're going to place, it's kind of like a reverse T-shape of smooth stone, basically. So now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to add in the windows. That's right. Oh, windows. So the windows are actually very simple. They're directly above these windows. And the way that you can do it is you can add a row of pink concrete just behind the glass at the top of the window. And you can extend the pink concrete left and right one, so extend the top and then left and right one like this, so you've got like 2 rows of 4. And then what you can do is you can place the frame of the window, which would be on the left and right side. You can place 2 rows of 3 pink concrete extending up left and right like this. And then you can join the pink concrete together at the top, and then you can take the 2 middle blocks and you can extend them upwards like this, and then you can place some light blue glass pane inside of them like so. So I just want to have something which should look, that is fantastic, exactly like that. Now that will look a lot better once we actually have the roof and such involved, which we're not far away from, to be honest. So grab your pink concrete and we can make the garage. So you want to grab your pink and you want to come all the way over to the right hand side here. You want to take the bottom from right hand corner of the house and move 1 row backwards. You then want to place 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 pink concretes extending up. This is as high as the front of the house. You then want to extend the pink concrete to the right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, join down, and then extend the spin block backwards, the block behind the ground all the way back, and join it to the house. And it wants to join to the house 1 row away from the edge. Same thing as we did on the front, basically. And what you can then do is you can then raise up the...
Hello Sonic, welcome to the stream.
Add 3 rows of pink concrete just on top of all of these, just like this. Just like that. That's looking very good. So you can see how it's just 1 row inwards on the left and right sides of the house like this. You can fill the middle of this in using spruce wood stairs as well. This is going to be the garage door. It's kind of got like a brown door. I assume it's some sort of wood, whatever it might be. In this case it's spruce. And we're going to place some pink concrete just around the inside of the door, and then that way it looks a little bit more professional. On the right side of the garage, we want to create a roof. The garage basically has a roof that is just 1 row shorter than the actual roof, and the way that you can do it is really easy. You take the side of the garage here, and you slowly turn it into a pyramid. And by that I mean you just knock off 1 block every time, and you just add rows and rows and rows of pink concrete on top of the garage. And you will find, like I said, it's basically just 1 row shorter than the main house. It's kind of even hard to tell from this angle because it is so like uncanny. It's very, very, very similar. And once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, you've actually made a huge part of the house. All we've got to do now, pretty much, is add the roof. So the roof is predominantly dark oak wood stairs. The dark oak wood stairs is going to sit above the windows on the front of the house, and it's slowly going to... Maybe we should have made these windows a little bit higher. We might have goofed with these windows. We want to slowly add rows of dark oak wood stairs. Yeah, we're going to have to make these windows slightly higher, but don't worry about it. Basically, all we've got to do is just knock out the pink above the glass, and then raise all of the pink around it, just another row. My bad. I didn't realise how high this actual roof was.
Hello, Matt Heeden. Welcome to live stream. Hopefully, I said your name correctly. If not, then I apologise for saying your name incorrectly. Hopefully, I said your name correctly. Yes, on our Carl. The house is looking perfect. Yeah, if you guys do not know, this is actually Dexter's house from Dexter's laboratory, I think, no, laboratory, I don't know how to say it, but this is Cow and Chicken's house. I built this yesterday, and I'm building Dexter's house. If you live in America, then you've of course know this cartoon made by I don't know what it airs on. Please let me know in the live chat.
Raise up the glass by one row. There we go. And then you want to have the same pink just up above. Just up above there. There we are, that's perfect. My bad. Yeah, so basically just raise up those two middle windows just up an additional row. But the point still stands to extend all of the dark oak wood stairs up like this. The dark oak wood stairs will join through the windows as well. So if you place some dark oak wood stairs on the sides, they will join through. You might want to extend the sides of the windows backwards by at least one row. We might have to do two, because we want to place some dark oak wood stairs in the middle of them, of course. So here and here, one row wood stairs on the sides, they will join through. You might want to extend the sides of the windows.
Hello, Connor Dino 7. Welcome to live stream. If you guys see Dexter's laboratory, snitch. What? Stitch. Lilo and Stitch.
Backwards by at least one row. We might have to do two, because we want of the windows backwards by at least one row. We might have to do two, because we want to place some dark oak wood stairs in the middle of them, of course. So here.
I subbed to Dino.
You just have to extend the windows back.
7. Okay. Cool.
Just so that you are able to place the ascending row of dark oak wood stairs, like that. There we go. The windows will also have roofs as well. That's why we had to make them a little bit higher. We have to place dark oak wood stairs on the sides of the windows, like this. Here we go. And the dark oak wood stairs want to extend one row over the windows, the sides of the windows, like this. Here we go. And the dark oak wood stairs want to extend one row over the windows, like this. So the dark oak wood stairs extends over the windows, we want to have upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath them. And now you can see why we had to specifically cater to the windows. We had to, it's actually easier to do these now than it would be to do the rest of the roof and kind of like ignore them. But you've just kind of got to connect them to the rest of the roof. I don't think the windows are separated enough that they're not actually that complicated to make. Sometimes when you make windows like this, you've got to connect them to the window, but in this particular case, it's actually quite easy. You just give it its own little roof, just dark oak wood stairs on the side, it comes up and reaches an apex at the top, and then you have them overhang and you place upside down ones, and you just...
I'm trying to get my dream of having 20 subs. Okay, cool.
Connect it on the left and right as well. That's the only part that is slightly tricky, is when we've got to connect it to on the left and right side to the other parts of the roof. So like here, for instance, we just have to destroy a stair, turn one sideways here. We just have to place one here. That's looking good. And then annoyingly, this is the annoying part, right in the middle. There we go. There we are, perfect. And then it all comes together rather nicely. And the sides of the roof are also going to overhang as well, although we'll deal with that in a second, because there's it's going to be easier to do one side of the roof than the other. And then it turn one sideways here. We just have to place one here. That's looking good. And then annoyingly, this is the annoying part, right in the middle. There we go. There we are, perfect. And then it all comes together rather nicely. And the sides of the roof are also going to overhang as well, although we'll deal with that in a second, because there's it's going to be easier to do one side of the roof than the other. There we go. So we extend all these up, and then we can extend all the dark oak. Stairs down. The dark oak wood stairs are going to stop in the same position that they started. So it's just going to sit one row in front of the house, just at the top of the house, like that. Very, very simple. I can't believe that I messed up on those two front windows. My bad. I do apologise. Unfortunately, it does mean adding in 2 more pink blocks and 2 more glass, but hopefully that should all be good and you'll have managed to do that no problem. We will also have to just alter the bottom of the windows, because I'm seeing them now, it's making me crazy, just to knock out that bottom layer of glass and just place a bit of pink in there. And then we can continue on doing this roof. And the only part of this that is going to be a little tricky is the garage a little bit, but there we go. We have pretty much the entire roof almost done. On the left side of the roof, we can very casually extend the dark oak wood stairs across, and we can then place the upside down layer underneath them. So you've just got to fight a little bit with the chimney. You've just got to like go in between it. If the chimney wasn't there, it'd be a little bit more straightforward, but it's perfectly fine because the chimney is a part of the house, undoubtedly. And it does add a little bit of character to the house as well. So I don't know why so many houses have chimneys, especially when like chimneys are almost like outdated at this point. There's very few people with fireplaces, but it still does look better with it, doesn't it? So there you go. That's kind of how things are supposed to look right now. At the moment, that's looking pretty good, honestly. I'm quite happy with that. Well, here's the thing. On this side, we still want the roof to overhang. Okay, on the right side of the build, but what we're going to do, instead of placing dark oak wood stairs underneath the overhanging roof, we're going to use dark oak wood planks instead. And you just want to place them underneath in the same way. And the reason that we want to use dark oak wood planks instead is because the garage roof is so closely fitted the same way. And the reason that we want to use dark oak wood planks instead is because the garage roof is so closely fitted to the main roof, and let me show you now, because the roof actually starts like here. It starts in the front of the garage and it connects directly, there we go, it connects directly to that plank, and it just sits on the outside. It's literally the same thing. It's much easier, instead of trying to fumble and place like a different, like upside down blocks and trying to connect stairs to upside down stairs, and it gets to be a mess. It's much easier to simply place these sideways stairs extending from the dark oak wood plank blocks. So that's exactly what we're doing. So here, and then we can flip over to this side just like this, and then we can extend these as well, like this, and we can extend them all across. And as a matter of fact, this is very, very normal as well. We'll just be extending we'll be placing upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath the overhanging level.
What? Can someone translate that? Can someone translate that, this live comment? I don't know what it says. I know it's in a different language, but I cannot understand. So, anyone can translate it, please? Because I have no idea what it says. Yo, Yami, subscribe to the canal. Well, I don't get it. What language are you trying to speak?
Well, so very similar to what we did everywhere else, except for the fact that it does have to join quite nicely actually to the main roof. I actually quite like it. It's a nice little gradient sort of effect. We can place it upside down, just like this, just like Stranger Things, upside down, and we can place the... Here we go. There we are, perfect. So, we want to have something which should look like that. There are just a couple more details, and they're very small details, but to administer the details, we would need iron bars, lime terracotta, green terracotta, oak leaves, block of quartz, and a dark oak wood plank. There is an antenna, or satellite, or something on the top front right-hand corner of the house. It's actually like right at the middle of the roof, like right in the middle, at the top on the right side, and it's just one row inwards. So like top front of the roof, right in the middle, here, front side, move left from the corner, destroy that stair, place a dark oak plank there.
Can you look at my YouTube intro? Yeah, sure, I'll have a look at it later.
And right like that. And it's as simple as that, just a very small little antenna in that position. What else do we want to have? Well, we want to place some hedge around the front of the house. That's going to be on the front side of the house. It's going to extend left. And it's going to go around the corner, and on the front right side of the house we want to have a hedge. It's going to extend right, and it's just going to extend around the corner. I kind of like the idea of just destroying the hedge just one row on the two middle parts, just so that you get a bit of a clearer look at the front of the house. I'm realising we need a driveway as well, so we will also need the smooth stone. And the smooth stone is basically just going to connect from the pavement that we placed earlier to the garage, which is perfectly fine. I'm sure that we can get all of those placed rather easily. So all this smooth stone here just extend from the pavement. Garage, just like this. And what else are we going to do? Well, we're going to put get all of those placed rather easily. So all this smooth stone here just extend from the pavement to the garage. Just
1, 2, 3. That's 4. 4.
Like this. And what else are we going to do? Well, we're going to put a big border around the house. So basically, on the remaining part of the grid, we're going to place a fence. Now, I did note that Dexter's house has a big white fence, so I like the idea of using block of quartz just because it's a little bit whiter than white concrete. It just kind of shines a little bit more, so I decided to use that. But any white block would do, or anything close to it, really. We're going to use some green terracotta. We're going to create some bushes on the left and right. There's a huge, like if you have a look at quite a few of the front shots of the house, there's some big bushes on the left and right side of the house that separate things. So the bushes, I mean, you can make literally like as wide as the actual, like, this space in between the house and the fence. And you can just make the bush in kind of like a pyramid style like this, so like, you know, you can along as you go up. And then you can just extend kind of like the middle of the bush outwards. It actually creates kind of like a cool effect like that. And we can have the same thing on the right hand side as well. So literally the same method for creating the bush on the left and right. You'll find that they're actually the same size. The house is kind of like equidistant from the fence on the left and right side. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing that you may want to do is rip up all of the real grass and replace it with some lime terracotta. You might think it looks better, and I would tend to agree with you. And I'm going to do exactly that, maybe fill the windows in with a little bit of light blue concrete, and then we'll kind of be done with this. Now, this is what Dexter's house should look like once it has been 100% fully completed. As you can see,
I'm gonna end the video here now, guys, because I've got a lot to do around Dexter's house. I got to fill in the grass using lime terracotta because I think it will look good. I'm going to sort a couple of things out for the house, probably fill in the windows using light blue concrete, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or maybe tonight, because I might make another video tonight in my country. I live in Australia, and I might make another video tonight of me making another video tonight of me playing Fortnite. So